Hello everyone, it is Random Mariah here. We are hunting for scorpions today. The flashlight on this phone won't be on a lot because we need complete darkness because of this. This is a black light. It'll make them glow. But I catch them, make sure that they're off the property, and I remove them from the property. I don't kill them. I just release them from out because we have a dog. He's been stung once. Now, this doesn't really prevent scorpions from coming, but it prevents them from coming back all the time. And it also helps my dog. So, we're going to turn on and off the light now. So, this is the black light. Makes stuff glow, makes stuff glow and stuff. But I have a container of which I'm going to put them in until I put them in that. But I did see 2 scorpions over here. I'd rather not step on one, so we'll take it nice and slow. There's one over there. I'll show you in a minute. You always want to take it nice and slow, because if you don't, you can step on one of those. That is a scorpion. And they don't regularly glow. They glow under the black light. And without the black light, it'd be impossible to see it. For example, here it is. I'll open up the jar and get it ready. But there it is. Now, without any lights at all, you can barely even see it. And even with the phone flashlight, it's pretty hard to notice it, especially if you're on a walk. But now we'll go ahead and grab the tongs. So you never want to handle them with your bare hands because they could sting you and just get you. So you always want to use some other form to grab them. So I use tongs. And he does buck a little. So we'll just scoop him up. And so he's defending himself right now, but he has to go in his bucket I made for him. You kind of just shake him around. It doesn't hurt them, but it does get rid of them off our property until we can deal some other way. So, we got 1 scorpion in the jar. I saw another, and we're only going to keep 2 scorpions in the jar at all times. Never want to do more because they all fight. But put away my handy-dandy things. Grab the scorpion. He's also defending himself. I'll put the lid back on after I grab this other one. But you always want to take it nice and slow. Random moth attacking me. And it's in my ear. That's great. Nice and slow. Last night we got about 6 scorpions. There was another that we couldn't get, and oh, there's another one over there. I'll show you in a bit. But we almost got it, and then he went backward into his burrow. So here's another. He sees me. So I only carry 2 scorpions in the jar at all times because they do tend to fight if I carry more. And he is pretty frisky, this one. He's pretty fast too, so you always want to stay back. That's why I use tongs. And for all those animal people who say, hey, that's inhumane, you never should take them out of their natural habitat, you're the one invading. I understand, but wouldn't you also want to get rid of the things that hurt your dog? But you never ever want to have them fight, so they might fight. Yep, they're fighting. They tend to back away really quick. but I'll go put them in the thing. We always want to take it nice and slow when we're walking, because they are pretty fast, as you just seen. I always want to look around the corners just in case. And we can plop them in here. First scorpions of the day, these two. And so what I always do is I just roll them on out. And yeah, sometimes they fight, so, which is bad, so you always, at least I always just smack them around, and it's, I consider it quite rude to smack them around, but the only way to get them off of each other is if you do. You kind of just smack them to the other side so that we don't fight with each other. But there's our first two. We'll put some hiding places in here as we go, but I'm going to go ahead and use the lid here. And my other flashlight, my brighter flashlight, because, oh yeah, I was showing you. So with a regular black light, you can see them pretty well. No light, you can't see them worth a crap. And then with a light, they're also pretty hard to spot, especially that one, he's in the sand. But, yep. I'll put some hay in here for now, but other than that, we won't add anything until we get more. So this lid is open, I'm gonna have to close it, so I'm putting you guys down. And most of this video is just gonna be me searching for them, because you don't really find a lot so fast, but you do find plenty in a while, so it'd be worth it. Okay, so I put it back. We'll grab some hay, some tide, and this is only just for now. We aren't just gonna get hay for them, because that's pretty inhumane. This right here, so you guys can kind of see. I'll grab some hay and then we'll be off. And I'll put some logs in there and some more leaves. Out here, there's always the possibility that there are wildlife, like coyotes and such, so you always want to be careful of those. I usually bring my bigger flashlight, but since I'm bringing you guys along, I won't. But I also have my phone flashlight, just in case. But other than that, let's just hope that no coyotes get us. There's also the threat of owls, believe it or not, and snakes, and other vermin. And you never want to get bit by something out here, because if you do, it most likely carrying a disease, or a poison, or a toxin. Put the in for now and spread it out, that way they can hide in it. But for now, we'll leave it be. we'll add some other supplies in later, but those are the two we got. Let's go get some more. So for the next video, if you guys would comment below and tell me if you prefer having me skip to the next find, just tell me. Or if you guys like to just adventure with me all the time, which is pretty boring, but also pretty intriguing, like not knowing what's to come. But I never really go back in those alleyways unless if I see something, because if I do, there's always the risk of not seeing something before I get to it. I got within less than a foot of a scorpion, just barely, without any black light, which is pretty good, but we don't want to risk it again, because that's also pretty not good. Oh, there's another. Cool. Also, when you find one, if you guys want to copy, which do not try this at home at all, and I'm not a professional, but just don't attempt this unless you know exactly what you should be doing. But never want to grab them with your hands unless if you have really thick gloves on, and even then it's not even preferred. But see, this guy's pretty quick, so we're gonna have to, oh gosh, he's putting up a fight just a little bit. And when I do that, I'm not squishing them, I'm just holding them still so I can grab them. Since we have this guy, we'll go drop them off right since we're right here. Always gotta look around for something, because I know you guys probably didn't hear that, but I heard it. We also used to have chickens, but we sold them. So there's also the threat of animals coming for the chickens that aren't here anymore. But so how do I dump them out is I just grab the handles of this to-go thing and just kind of shake them out. They stay in there. And this whole thing is a wagon. And so after I'm done catching all of them, I just bring the wagon a little bit away from where everything is to some bushes out in the scruff. A bunch of bushes, a bunch of rocks. But I just bring them out there and release them, so that way they're far away from my dog, far away from this place, but they have a new opportunity to make a better home. Because this is also a camping trailer park. And I think it's pretty bad if they come out here, you know. But yeah, this is me. My teeth are glowing, but we'll just search for some scorpions for now. And worry about everything later. And we always want to go slow, as I told you. If you see one, don't go directly up to it. Stay back and kind of go slow up to it, because you don't know how fast they can strike. Last time we only found the 6, but there was also the 7th that kind of hid from us, so we couldn't grab it. This one. See, you wouldn't have seen that one. It's right there in the middle of this light. You would not have seen that one, especially since we were checking over here, and this little road is only so wide, like maybe 5-6 feet wide. But, oh, he sees us. So always when grabbing them, put down your bucket, and again, only try this if you definitely know what you're doing. Kids, don't go outside and go searching for scorpions, and even then, wherever you live, I don't think you'll find any. Right now I'm in Beryl, so there's quite a few. This guy has some cool markings on his back, but And even then, be careful because there could be snakes. But I grew up around Utah my whole life, and so I know what I'm looking for and know what to do. Although these tongs kind of suck. Oh, and never try that I just tried because I kind of flinged it toward me and that would have been bad. Always want to look around just in case there's some random thing creeping up on you. See, we got one. I'd say we go back, but there's tending to be some in this garden here. And when I was checking last time without having the camera on, that one wasn't there before, so he popped up rather quickly, which is alarming, but yeah, most of the time it's going to be big black screen, so I might put some cuts in it, so that way you guys can skip to the scorpions. But if you stay for the whole thing, that's pretty cool. I think I'll just drop this guy off, but yeah, I'll drop this guy off since I'm right here. But the scariest part of this is if you see something bite with this light, like my teeth, like you saw before, is that you can't really see them as well, or you think every little white thing is. Oh, they're having a meeting. So that's pretty scary too. Don't know if they're fighting or having a meeting. Or holding each other's little claws. I'll push them away. But I know it's natural for them to fight, but I'm kind of forcing their fight since I have them in a pretty small container instead of the whole world like they're used to. But I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to go as quick as I can with the circumstances I am in. And that's bad. We gotta watch for all four of them. But when you get into the light, it's kind of harder to see them, and so it's pretty scary. It gets dimmer, and so you kind of have to slowly crawl. And usually they don't like sitting in the light, but some rare instances they will, which is pretty scary seeing that you can't see them at all without the light. And if I do find one in the light, I'll show you guys, or in the rocks like that one. I should turn on my phone camera, but my mom insists on using a regular flashlight because she can see them with the black light, and so it scares her. But it's better to be scared and know where something is than to randomly find it out of the blue stinging your butt. But as you can see, it's kind of dimmer as we go. So I usually just kind of let it before me and walk in a really slow single file line. Like I said before, you can barely even see them, even if they are right there. It's better when you walk backwards though, because you can see it in your shadow better. Other than these bathrooms, but so sometimes they're usually right here. Oh, that's a dragonfly, but sometimes they're usually right here. Not today though, because we grabbed the one that was right here yesterday, and so he might have got this territory for himself, so the others might not move in for a little bit. I usually stay out of the light because, again, it's kind of hard to see him and it's dangerous for me, but also it's hard to see. So we're getting kind of into a woodsy type of area, and we never want to rush this kind of area. because if we do, we could step on one and it pretty much kills your leg for the rest of the week. It sucks to be stung by one. I personally haven't been stung by one, but even stepping on a prickly bush is enough for me. I'd go back there. Here, I'll show you with the phone. We got some. I'd go back there, but it's pretty dark, and so I'm not going to risk it tonight since I don't have my mom's boyfriend with me. I'd risk it with him because he makes sure to make a lot of noise just in case, and right now I'm not making a lot of noise so that way I can find them. But other than that, we usually stay silent. If the next adventure, my next video, if you want to comment below and tell me some ways that you guys personally have hunted scorpions or successful hunts you have, I'd be glad to hear them. But also tips and tricks are appreciated as long as they're kind. I don't necessarily need tips on how to be a better person with hunting these scorpions. I mean, I'd rather find a better way to pick them up, but I don't need to hear the comments like, "You're being so rude to them, you're picking up from their natural habitat." Oh, there's one. I know it's their natural habitat, but I'd rather pick them up and move them away so my dog and I, myself, don't get hurt. So there was one right there, but he scuttled underneath this, which is like a huge concrete thing. Show you the huge concrete thing for camping purposes. Last time there was one halfway up this tree, which is pretty daunting, seeing as though scorpions kind of can't really climb as good. But that one did. And so it's kind of scary, like knowing that we'll look up, there's a scorpion on the tree branch. So on today's night, I'm not going to go too far. Oh, I thought that was one. See, the scary thing is this carpet lights up, but really don't like to hunt with a phone on me, because that also gives you the task of making sure the recording's good and such. That might be one over there. It sure is, it's moving. Alright. We always want to go slow over this since it glows as well. But here's one. He's scuttling along. Over here is where we used to keep our chickens, but we had to sell them. But also over there is where my dog loves to play around. And we'd rather not have my dog get stung. And this is the most humane way we could think of, rather than setting out traps and poisoning them, because it's obviously cruel since it's their environment first and it's inhumane. My mom used to use glue traps for her mice that was in the camper, but I told them no because obviously mice struggle on these glue traps and it hurts them. So it's really weird trying to pick them up with these. A better solution would be like rounded ones. Got him. How I saw him from that far away, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm walking along, which is weird since all this carpet glows, so it's pretty good that I got him. So we never usually, since this carpet is here, we never usually go this way, but since I saw that one, I decided to detour. But usually you never do that, because if you see something glowing and it's a false thing, and then you see a bunch of things glowing and they're all false leads, never go that way, because of the fact that there could be a scorpion that you can't see because it's near all this glowing stuff. And in my case, this glowing stuff is carpet that has been shredded up. So we'll go check that one last piece of glow just in case. Nope, not one. But always want to check everything. Always take it slow, because you never know if one's just lurking around the corner and such. And don't worry, I won't jump scare you, because as much as I hate jump scares, they'd scare the audience too. And personally, I don't like being scared. And I doubt many